How does liberation theology address poverty? Have you ever wondered how a religious movement can tackle the issue of poverty? Liberation theology takes a unique approach by focusing on the needs of the poor and marginalized. It argues that poverty is not just an individual problem but a result of unfair social, political, and economic systems. This perspective pushes for a transformation of these systems to create a more just society. At the heart of liberation theology is the idea of the preferential option for the poor. This means that when making decisions, the welfare of the poor should come first. This theology critiques capitalist systems for creating inequality and exploitation. It points out that capitalism often prioritizes profit and private ownership, which can harm many while benefiting a few. In contrast, liberation theology aligns with socialist principles. It advocates for economic equality, the redistribution of wealth, and the empowerment of oppressed communities. This movement encourages the poor to take charge of their own liberation instead of being passive recipients of aid. It supports community solidarity and collective action to confront oppressive systems. Liberation theology rejects the notion that charity alone can resolve poverty. Instead, it calls for structural changes. This includes fairer distribution of resources and political reforms that address systemic injustices. By focusing on these changes, the movement aims to create a society where everyone has access to opportunities. From a socialist viewpoint, liberation theology's critique of capitalism is significant. It views poverty as a consequence of economic systems that concentrate wealth and power in the hands of a few. The goal is to build a society where the wealth produced by the majority is shared more equitably. Additionally, liberation theology challenges the separation between religion and politics. It sees faith as a call to engage in political struggles for social justice. This can include supporting revolutionary movements to overthrow oppressive regimes when necessary. In practice, liberation theology has inspired social movements in Latin America and beyond. It has fueled grassroots activism, labor organizing, and political advocacy aimed at achieving economic justice and human dignity. The movement encourages Christians and society to sacrifice their privileges and work towards a community where resources are distributed fairly. In essence, liberation theology addresses poverty by identifying it as a systemic issue linked to economic and political injustices. It advocates for radical changes aligned with socialist ideals of equality, solidarity, and collective empowerment. This approach seeks to create a society where the needs of the poor are prioritized, and everyone has a chance to thrive.